Yo, what is going on, you guys? Repping the 407 here, bringing you a brand new video. In today's video, we are doing our week 13 predictions. But you know, like every predictions, we have to talk about the week before week 12. So I have my notebook. I've been writing my notes on my notebook. So we're just going to get straight into it. And before anything, though, you see the AB poster right here? You see it, AB? If you didn't see the last video, you'll understand why I got this AB poster. Shout out to Frank the Tank on Twitter. His Twitter will be down below. But we're going to get straight into week 11. My record was 13-3, and my overall record is 109-67. One thing I want to talk about is my prediction for the Patriots and Dolphins game. I was literally off by 1 point. I said the final score was going to be 17-35, and it was 17-34. That was my prediction, and the score was 17-35. I was off by 1 point. I was so close on that one. But I also want to talk about how Dak, he just fell off. Dak, I don't know what happened to Dak. He lost his best buddy, and he's just playing terrible. I don't know. I didn't watch the Sunday game because I was working that game. I saw a little bit of it, but the Chargers just beat them badly. They beat them by, what, 22 was it? If I'm not mistaken. But Dak, I don't know. He's been playing pretty bad since Zeke's been out. But another game I want to talk about was the Bucks and the Falcons. Julio Jones looking like Julio Jones once again. 253 yards for 2 touchdowns. And one of them was from Mohamed Sanu, which was kind of weird. He threw a touchdown, which he did play quarterback in college, but you didn't expect that from a wide receiver. So he did get it was like a 52-yard touchdown as well. So that was pretty nice by Mohamed Sanu throwing a touchdown to Julio Jones. Another thing, this kind of like a bold prediction. I said in the Giants game, the Chiefs in the Giants game, before the game ended, if the Chiefs lose this game, they're not making the playoffs. And they lost the last game, so I don't think the Chiefs will be making the playoffs. And I don't think they're going to make it. They started off 5-0, and I don't think they're making the playoffs. Just like the Vikings last year, they started off 5-0, but I don't see them making the playoffs. That's just a prediction in my eyes. And then another game I want to talk about was an upset last week, was the Cardinals against the Jaguars. Phil Dawson hit a clutch kick to win the game. It was a close game. I thought the Jaguars were going to win by a large amount, but the Cardinals did win by a clutch field goal to end the game. And I believe the score was 27-24. I'm not sure what the final score was, but it was by 3 points. And then, since I did do last week, I did do the predictors. I did get 18 predictors right, so I think that gave me like around 20k MUT coins. So 18 out of 32, I got more than half, but it wasn't the best. But we are going to get straight into it. We are starting off with the Thursday night football game, which is the Redskins at the Cowboys Stadium, which is Color Rush. The Redskins have all yellow, so it looks pretty cheesy. Like, I don't like their all yellow, but the Rams all yellow looks way better. Like, the Redskins is like a bright yellow, while the Rams is like a mustard type of yellow, so I find it way better. But I have the Redskins coming up on top on this game, 24-18, because like I said, Dak has just been slacking, so I don't see them winning this game. I feel like Kirk Cousins is going to go out there and do what Kirk Cousins normally does. Excuse me, I kind of had to like burp, but I held it back. But Kirk Cousins, he is third in passing yards, so you know Kirk Cousins is going to go out there and make some passes, and he's going to get some touchdowns like he normally does. But that's enough of that game. We're going to get into the Sunday football games. This is probably the game of the week right here. We have the Vikings at Falcons, and this is going to be a close game. But I actually have the Vikings coming up on top on this game. I feel like the final score is going to be 28-24. And like last week, I am doing the predictors. So with the predictors of this game, it asks, will the Falcons win by 3 points? And I said that is false because I have the Vikings winning. So I said that is false. And then it also says Sanu has at least 50 yards, and I said that is true because I believe Mohamed Sanu can definitely get 50 yards in this game. Even though the Vikings defense is pretty good, I think he can possibly do it in this game. On to the next game right here. We have the Patriots at Bills, and I feel like this might be a kind of a blowout. Not extremely a blowout, but it's going to be more than a 10-point game, and I feel like the final score is going to be 32-21 with the Patriots winning, of course. And the predictor says, will the Patriots win by 9 points? And I said that is true since I have them winning by 11. And then it says, will Zay Jones have 50 yards? And I think this is false because I searched up his stats and he only had 2 games with 50 yards out of 10 games this season. So I don't believe he will get 50 yards, especially since it's against the Patriots. So he can possibly get it because the Patriots defense isn't all that great, but I don't see him getting in this game. So I put that one as false. On to the next game right here. We have the 49ers at the Bears. And this game, I don't know who's going to win it, to be honest. My prediction, I have the 49ers winning, to be honest, with the final score of 18-14. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but Jimmy Garoppolo is finally playing for the 49ers, and I feel like he can definitely win them this game. Their defense have been playing pretty well, and so has the Bears, but I see Jimmy G is going to do something good for the 49ers. The score might be more, but it just came up on the top of my head on that one because I didn't actually write it on paper because I didn't know what would happen. But it says, will the Bears win by 4? And I said that is false because I had the 49ers winning. But people might disagree with me. I just didn't know who to pick for this one. And then it says, Kendall Wright, will he have 3 receptions? It's possible, but I think it's false because I looked at his stats and it said he only had like 3 receptions in 2 games. So I think it's false. But I don't know much about that game. That game is going to be kind of iffy, so I don't know who's going to win that game. On to the next game right here. We have the Bucks at Packers, and I think the Packers are going to win this game. After how the Packers played against my Steelers, they played pretty well. Brett Hundley had 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. He played pretty well, so I feel like he could definitely win in this game. Against the Bucks, who've been slacking this year, and especially since they are at home, the Packers, I feel like the final score is going to be 18-21 with the Packers winning. And it says, the predictor says, will the Packers win? And obviously I have that as true. And then it says, will Jordy Nelson have 4 receptions? And I have that as true as well. So, like I said, I feel like the Packers have a chance in this game because the Bucs been slacking. And I don't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick. So, the Packers are winning. On to the next game right here. We have the Texans at the Titans. And right here, this is going to be a close game. I feel like the Titans are going to come up on top, though, because I don't feel like Tom Savage is good enough. If you've seen how he played on Monday night against the Ravens, he threw 3 interceptions that game. So I don't really trust Tom Savage like that. But I have a final score of 21-24 with the Ravens coming up on top. And then it says, or with the Titans coming up on top. Sorry about that. And then it says the predictors, Titans win by 7. I obviously have that false since it is a 3-point game in my opinion. And then it says, will Derrick Henry have 60 rushing yards? And I actually have this as false as well because I searched up his stats and it says he only had 3 games of 60 or more, and he's played 11 games this season. So I feel like DeMarco Murray is going to be running more, so I don't see Derrick Henry getting 60 rushing yards in this game. On to the next game right here. We have the Broncos at Dolphins, so they are going to Miami. And this is going to be a close game, but I also have it as a low-scoring game with the final score of 17-21 with Miami coming up on top. And then the predictor said, will the Broncos win? I have that as false because I feel like Miami can definitely win this game the way the Broncos have been playing, and their quarterback situation is just awful. So I have the Broncos losing. And then it says, will Matt Moore have 22 completions? The Broncos have a good defense, so I don't see this happening. I think both of these are false, and I don't see any of these two happening. But I have the Dolphins winning, like I said, 17-21. On to the next game right here. We are going to flip the notebook. It is the Chiefs at the Jets. They are playing at the MetLife Stadium. And to be honest, I think this might be the upset of the week. I feel like the Jets are going to win this game with the final score of 24-21. I feel like the Jets have been playing really well, and the way the Chiefs have been playing, I don't see them winning this game. And then it says, will the Chiefs win by 4 points? I have that as false. People might think the Chiefs will win, but I feel like the Jets will win this game. And then the other one says, will Robbie Anderson have 75 yards in this game? And I think that one is true. The way Robbie Anderson has been playing this year has been really well. He has 5 games over 75 yards, so I definitely see him doing that. And he had one game where he was like 72 yards, so it was right under, so I see him definitely doing this in this game, especially since the Chiefs don't have that many great cornerbacks or defensive, they don't have many great cornerbacks or safeties since they lost Eric Berry. Their safeties are okay. They have Marcus Peters, but their other cornerbacks, they're not the best, so they still need upgrades. Don't get me wrong, their defense is good, but it's just their secondary isn't the best, especially with Eric Berry out. But on to the next game right here. We have the Colts at the Jags, and last time the Jags played the Colts, it was 27-0. That was the final score. They did not let the Colts score. But I had the final score of 17-28 with the Jags winning in this game. And then it's asking, will the Jags win by 10 points? And I definitely see that is true since they went 27-0 last time. And then it is also asking, will Bortles have 225 yards in this game? And I also see that as true since, like I said, they played Indy, and it was 27-0, and he threw for 330 yards that game. So I see him doing it in this game. So I feel like both of them are true in this game. So If you guys do this predictor with me, let me know. Please let me know in the comments. Do you guys like this, how I'm doing these predictions? Just let me know what you guys think. But on to the next game right here. We have the Lions at Ravens, and I feel like this is going to be another close game. I have a final score of 24-21, just like the Chiefs and Jets. And then it's asking me, will the Ravens win in this game? And I say that is false. And then it's also asking, will Macklin have 4 receptions in this game? And I also think that is false. Macklin has not been a big target for the Ravens, so I do not see him getting 4 receptions in this game. But other than that, I had the Lions winning. I don't have much to say about that game. The Ravens just been playing pretty good defense, but they played Tom Savage last week, so they're leading in turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty good. Like I said, they've been playing good defense, but I don't have much to say about that. On to the next game right here. We have a game that's just going to be a straight blowout. The Browns against the Chargers. The defense for the Chargers have been playing pretty well. Joey Bosa, all of them, Melvin Ingram, Casey Hayward, all of them, Trey Boston, all of them, you know what I mean. But they've been playing pretty well. And now they're going against Deshaun Kaiser, he's been playing pretty iffy and been throwing a lot of interceptions. Recently, he hasn't been throwing interceptions, so that's pretty good on him. But I have a final score of 16-32 with the Chargers coming up on top. And it's asking me, will the Chargers win by 14? I see that as true. And then it's also asking me, will Keenan Allen have 100 yards in this game? And I also see that as true. Because I feel like the Chargers can't do it in this game. Especially the way they've been playing. They've won like 4 out of their last 5 games. So I definitely see that happening in this game. The Chargers, they might sneak into the playoffs. They might lead the division, to be honest. The way the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Broncos been playing, the Chargers can definitely sneak like the division spot in this playoffs. So watch out for the Chargers. Chargers, your future is looking bright, but you guys need a quarterback soon since Phillip Rivers might retire soon. But on to the next game right here, talking about another AFC West team, Giants at Raiders. And I feel like this is going to be a blowout. Geno Smith is starting. They benched Eli. I heard that he wanted to be benched, but at the same time I heard they benched him. So Geno is starting. I don't see him doing anything in this game. I feel like the final score is going to be 14-28 with the Raiders coming up on top. And then it's asking, will the Raiders win by 7? I see that as true. And then will Marshawn Lynch have a touchdown? I see that as true as well. I just don't see the Giants winning this game at all or being close. I don't see it as a good competition. But you never know. Anything could happen in the National Football League. So we'll see what happens in this game. On to the next game right here. This is going to be a great game between an NFC South matchup between the Panthers and Saints, and it is in the Mercedes Dome at the Saints' home. And the Saints did lose the last game. The Panthers won their last game, so I think they're both 8-3 if I'm not mistaken, which is actually pretty good. Like, nobody saw at the beginning of the season them two winning the division. Everybody thought the Bucs were going to make an amazing season this year, especially with the addition of Deshaun Jackson and all that, or the Falcons going back to the playoffs because they were in the Super Bowl and they choked. But the Panthers and the Saints, they're the two on the top, and they're right there neck and neck. But this is going to be a very close game, but I have the Saints winning this game because they are at home. If the Panthers were at home, I think the Panthers could have won this game. But since the Saints are at home this game, I feel like the Saints are going to win with the final score of 24-8. So the Saints will be winning by 4. And then the predictor says, will the Saints win by 4? So yeah, I say that is true. And then the other one also says, Michael Thomas, will he have 80 receiving yards in this game? And I think that's true because 6 out of his 11 games this season, he's had 80 yards. And last time they played Carolina, he had 87. So I see there's a possibility. Plus, Carolina doesn't have the best cornerbacks in the league, so they could definitely do it. Especially if you see like last year when Julio played Carolina, he had 300 yards. I see Thomas can go for 100 yards in this game easily. But I feel like the Saints are going to come up on top. On to the next game right here. We have the Rams and the Cardinals. And I feel like the Rams are going to win this game, no doubt. I don't see the Cardinals winning, but after last week, how the Cardinals upset the Jags, it could happen. But I see the Rams winning 28-17. The predictor says, will the Rams win by 7 points? And I said that is true. And then it says, will Jerron Brown have 50 yards? And I said that is false because he only averages 2.3 receptions. And I don't see that happening in this game at all. So I don't think he'll get 50 yards in this game, especially since they're playing the Rams. But on to the Sunday Night Football game. This is going to be a great game. The Eagles and the Seahawks. And I don't know. The Eagles been playing teams that have been losing records. And this is their first team. They're not the first team. Probably like the second or third that they're playing with a winning record. So it's going to be a good matchup right here. But I actually have the Eagles winning this game because of injuries. Because the Seahawks had Sherman, Cam Chancellor, and Earl Thomas, they could have a chance to win this. Plus, if they had Michael Bennett and all that, they could possibly have a chance to win this. But since they have so many injuries, I see this is going to be a close game with the final score of 27-24. And it says, will the Eagles win by 5 points? I have that as false. Another one says, will Baldwin have 50 yards? I see that happening because Baldwin is one of the main targets, even though Paul Richardson has been having a great season this year. And then the last one says, will Lockett have 4 receptions? I definitely see that happening in this game because the cornerbacks for the Eagles might stop the 1 and 2 receivers, so they might have to pass it to the slot, which is Tyler Lockett. So I definitely see that happening in this game. But other than that, I have the Eagles winning. If the Seahawks were healthy, they could have definitely won this game. But the Eagles are going to come up on top in this game. It's going to be a good game, though, so you should definitely watch this game. But on to the last game. It's my team. My team is playing on Monday night. We have the Steelers at Bengals, and I feel like my Steelers are going to win with the final score of 28-16. The predictor said, will they win by 5 points? And I definitely see that happening. I see us winning more than 5 points. So I don't know why it only said 5 points. You guys got to give us more because we're definitely scoring more. But let me not get cocky because look what happened against the Packers. We won by 3 by a game-winning field goal. But I see us winning by 5 points. It says, will Geno Atkins have 1 sack in this game? And I see that as false. It's definitely a possibility because Big Ben gets sacked like two times a game. Not really 2 times a game, but he does get sacked almost every game. So it could be a possibility, but Geno Atkins has to do some like crazy stuff, get past that O-line to get a sack. And then the last one right here, it says, will Le'Veon Bell have 100 scrimmage yards in this game? And I definitely see that happening on this game, especially against the Bengals, who isn't the best team, but they've been playing okay. So I feel like Le'Veon can do it. He's been doing it most games, so he could definitely do it against the Bengals. But that pretty much wraps it all up. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to do the predictors with me? I'm definitely doing them, see what I get this week and see if I get them right or not. I'm probably not going to get all 32 right, but I'm trying my best, and I feel like I have a good chance. But other than that, guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your predictions, who will win, if you disagree, agree, all that. But like, comment, subscribe like always. I will be posting more videos soon. Till next time, guys, I hope you have a great day. Peace out.